I'm Father Giovanni Contarin, a camillian priest, and I started to work in taking care of HIV/AIDS people. So in the beginning, I did it taking care of adults, and then bit by bit we started to take care of the children that came as orphans with HIV/AIDS and with a lot of opportunistic infection. We started to work with a few children 7 years ago, and up to now we have 48 children orphaned with AIDS and living with the virus.
The children come from the local area and they're brought here through the social welfare department at the local hospitals. HIV is when your immune system is weakened, and it can never go back to not being in this state. You are always HIV positive. And AIDS is when your immune system is no longer working, and the final step is death. Our children are all HIV positive. Many of them, when they came in here, were in the AIDS stage, but through the care, proper food, the medication, they've been able to go back to being HIV positive. For most of them, it would be not being able to go to school, and it's because they have marks all over their bodies still that haven't faded away. They're strong enough, and they're definitely smart enough to go to school, and they want to go. The change of the antiretroviral cocktail takes place when the present one that the children are taking stops working. The virus has mutated and it's no longer helping the child, it's working against the child, and they'll start having opportunistic infections, fevers, not feeling well. So they go off to the hospital, they do the test, they find out that this cocktail is no longer working, and that's when they go on to another cocktail. Each child costs approximately 12,000 baht per month to look after, to feed, clothe, medicine, their housing. An came to the Camillian Social Center in November 1997. She was a very, very sick little girl, and she was covered in many, many opportunistic infections. She was one of the first children Father got antiretrovirals for, and she had to fight to take the medicine because the virus had been left untreated for so long that it was very, very strong in her body. She's a real survivor. She just kept on fighting. An is the oldest living teenager that was born HIV positive in Asia. And she is the first child to go on the antiretroviral drugs at our center, and perhaps in Thailand. And her drugs came from Italy, Switzerland, and India. Her health at that time when she arrived here, she was in the AIDS stage. And now she is HIV positive, and she is strong and healthy, and like any other 18-year-old. Maybe she gets more tired than an 18-year-old that is not HIV positive, but she's still full of mood swings and dreams and hopes, and I think perhaps she is a little bit more serious than others, because she is thinking about her future. Do I have one? An doesn't need to be asked to do things. Like, she's helping the teachers, so part of helping the teachers is that you're willing to do dishes, and she's in there doing the dishes. She's teaches the children how to iron their clothes because someone had to teach her how to do it. So they know how to wash their own clothes, and we do have machines that they can use here. Visit with the nurse when they need to visit with the nurse, and if that's a daily event, that's a daily event. The nurse is there for the children every day when they come home from school. She is sitting in the office waiting, and sometimes there's only one or two that will come in, and they only come in to say hi. Other days they've got diarrhea or their head is aching, And nurse is also a counselor with them, and she understands. She's worked with people living with HIV for many years, and so she's able to help them deal with different things that they're feeling. And being a young woman herself, she can understand maybe their concerns about getting married and having children, and she can help them to understand what they can do and what they can't do.
สวัสดีค่ะหนูชื่อออนนะคะชื่อจริงชื่ออรพันธ์แสงเรืองนะคะก็ตอนนี้อายุ19ปีที่นี่ก็เปรียบเป็นเสมือนบ้านของหนูเพราะว่าหนูอยู่ที่นี่มา8ปีแล้วนะคะก็ที่นี่ก็คือเป็นจุดเริ่มต้นของชีวิตหนูนะคะเป็นชีวิตใหม่ที่ดีที่สุดนะคะจากที่เคยประสบชีวิตที่เลวร้ายแล้วก็มาอยู่ที่นี่ก็มีแต่คนที่เข้าใจซึ่งกันและกันนะคะมีทั้งคุณพ่อทั้งบัดเดอร์มีทั้งคุณครูแล้วก็ผู้ป่วยที่นี่ที่ให้กำลังใจซึ่งกันและกันนะคะอนาคตของหนูก็คือว่าถ้าหนูเรียนจบเนี่ยก็อยากจะหางานทำที่มันดีๆนะคะเพื่อที่จะส่งเสริมให้ตัวเองมีอนาคตที่ดีขึ้นแล้วก็อาจจะกลับมาช่วยคุณพ่อที่นี่ช่วยดูแลน้องๆช่วยทำงานที่ศูนย์ที่นี่ให้แบบดียิ่งขึ้นนะคะเพื่อที่แบ่งเบาภาระของพ่อลดน้อยลงเพราะเราก็ถือว่าเป็นคนที่รู้งานที่นี่มากพอสมควรแล้วค่ะ
What we are doing is also to create a future for these children. So the financial support is helping us to let them to be aware of what they have, to get in touch with the doctor, with the hospital, to know how to take care of themselves, to go to have their further studies, and to get back to the society as people living with the virus and being able to form new families. So I would like to thank all the supporters, a great thank you very much from me as the director of the center, but also from all our children that are getting directly the financial help in their life and using for themselves. ขอบคุณมากครับสำหรับทุกคนที่ช่วย Thank you